Wolves fans, welcome into the Around the Horns podcast. It's your boy, Trysten, and your main man, Mario, here with the official podcast of the Pueblo Bulls, Mario. Where are we kicking it tonight?
As always, home of the Around the Horns podcast, the Gutter House.
Gutter House, feels good to be back. Feels good to be joined in the first period by our guest, Dave Nelson, Bulls. Coach Dave, another weekend of hockey in the books. And I want to start by asking you all about it. Let's talk about Friday, Saturday, Sunday's games. Let's start on the positive side. What did you see from the boys that you liked this weekend?
I think for us, it's a little adversity right off the hop. Obviously, the weekend didn't go as planned. Coming out and not being able to find the W, but I thought, for us, every single game we got better. Again, early on in the year, we were going to face ups and downs and different challenges and face adversity. We knew exactly what team was coming in Friday night, and they were able to take the play right off the hop. We made a few adjustments, and obviously our adjustments just came down to who could execute and take advantage of those chances and ultimately limit chances for the other team too. So again, for us, we got better every single game. Obviously, like a different outcome, in the last game. Like we said, we'll take our guys in the shootout every single day. We got a slight goaltender, we got shooters that can, put the puck in the back of the net, and at the end of the day, they were hit the net, and we just didn't find a way to hit the net in the shootout. So again, every day we got better, every game we got better, every period we felt like we got better. Just gotta work on limiting our mistakes and capitalize when we have opportunities.
So no wins this weekend, and that's okay, but there was another win, if you will. Let's talk about the arena a little bit. Not only did you guys have, Pueblo people out and supporting you guys, getting the fans out there, you have something new for the fans there as well with the new screens up on the wall. Yeah, that helped out.
No, that was it's amazing. Obviously, for us, we tried to sort of our fans are our way, makes it special to play Pueblo. So for us, trying to get back, trying to enhance the arena at all costs, trying to bring the excitement, right as you walk in the door, you see it from so again, and thank the support to the local community. Obviously, huge shout out to the club. They're big supporters of ours, and helping their donation and get the video word down there just enhances everybody's experience out of the game. Replays, shout outs to sponsors, Power Hill, intro video, everything. The excitement to the game. It's exciting for us to have that down there.
So if fans haven't, you did come out this weekend, you need to come and check it out. It's a new feature that the Bulls are offering, and I think it's going to really, just like you said, it's going to enhance the overall experience for the fans and the product as a whole.
Yeah, the goal is to make the experience every time you come down to the game, whether it's your first or 100th game. We want you to experience something new, whether it's even entertainment to the intermission aspect of it all. It's on the ice experience that I've never experienced before. We want to try to get a replica this Avalanche travel to the province for it, right? So we feel like we're taking those steps as an organization. Again, another great weekend. They didn't have our support for our fan base. We've been averaging about 700 people in the game is incredible. It makes it easy for these guys to show up every single game and be excited and play in front of fans rather than play in front of nobody.
Another great opportunity for the boys that you guys are giving them this weekend. Coming up, you got a great showcase on the road. Talk about what you're expecting, not only from a competition level. These are different teams from the USPHL, teams that you haven't seen, maybe not have a lot of time to scout, but it's going to be the best of the best. And now you're putting your boys up against it. How much does that mean for you guys to get out, face what kind of competition lies in the playoffs down the road, and also show your guys off to the best?
Yeah, no, I think for us it's exciting for these guys, right? To come here and play 50 games, obviously 21 at home, 21 on the road, and then you go to 4 here in Minnesota. At the end of the month, you go to Boston for 4 more nights. So, again, you touched on just 20 different teams in the case every time in the division. We're excited about the opportunity to play for really good hockey teams. Maybe the hotbed is the Ivy League, I think Minnesota too. So, again, a lot of colleges are there, scouts. So we anticipate with these guys in front of a lot of people that are helping their end goals to play college hockey or play the highest level. And so as we look at this upcoming weekend and the MIAC, the YF, Chicago area schools as well, we're excited about that opportunity for these guys and hopefully again, we're excited just to showcase the division too. We said it from day one. We believe we play the toughest. You've seen it throughout last year and this year. You got to show up every single day, right? So this week, obviously, what is it? 2 or 3 points separate us in third place and Ogden in first place, and Utah's ready to retreat. So we got to show up every day. Hopefully, we can go out there and showcase how strong our division is. Again, we're a third place team that's Northern Minnesota. We're going to play top second division place teams, first place teams. So we're excited about that opportunity to showcase how deep our division is and how strong we can play, that we can compete with any team at the end of the day. So, again, only one team comes out of our division, so whether it's Blue Box there, they run the division masters, we get a little bit of redemption at that in the Chicago showcase last year. So now we can come back and ultimately not let everyone Minnesota there. They're a team that made nationals last year, so they got a lot of returners, and we got to beat those teams if we want to win a national championship.
Yeah, piggybacking off of that as well. You have the showcase this weekend, but you guys are going to be real road warriors for the next month, really. So, anything tweaking, anything different that you guys got percolating for this long stretch? Not at home.
No, I think for us, again, whether it's a home game or an away game, it's business as usual. We got to prepare like it is just another game. Put these guys in positions to succeed, and communicating with them just in terms of preparation. It's a little bit different right now when we go to Minnesota. Unfortunately, our first game is at 8 in the morning, but for us, we practice every day at 8 in the morning or 9 in the morning. So we already feel like we're in a good position there to succeed. It's just showing up, and like we tell these guys, do we want to practice harder than games? So as long as we're showing up at 8 a.m. Saturday morning for ultimately a game day, but we can position it as it's just another day of practice. We believe we're in a strong position there. So again, just doing our due diligence in terms of always putting these guys in positions to succeed. They're going to face a lot of adversity in terms of travel. We're flying versus busing. We come back after the Minnesota showcase, fly in late Monday, where you got to turn around and go on a bus Thursday or Friday morning to Timur and play the Eagles. So we've got a lot of hockey in the next 35 days here. But again, this is what these guys sign up for, and I think they're excited for it.
And talk about the guys we've got coming up on the show. We've got a stud goaltender. You mentioned it earlier. Artem coming up a little bit later. Timur next period. These are 2 new guys on the team, but that have really kind of blended into what exactly the Pueblo Bulls are trying to get done on the ice, off the ice. What do you like so far from both of these guys that are coming up on the show?
I think they just came in and did exactly what they wanted to do. So in terms of our recruitment, we wanted Artem here to be take on his last year junior. Himself in a position to succeed. He's doing that right off the hop. He's keeping us in games. He's stopping the shots he's supposed to. Again, you probably ask him, he like that if you back, but that's just a goaltender at the end of the day. And for Timmy, I think he's coming in and made an impact offensively. Again, same scenario you always ask him. He obviously probably put another puck or 2 in the back of the net. He always has a higher expectation for himself, but ultimately they're professionals at the end of the day. They take care of their bodies. They do the right things, put themselves in positions to succeed. They continue to do that, they'll grow and get better and ultimately achieve they're in what they're looking to move on to the highest level of hockey they can. So I think they're taking advantage of everything they have here. They got very great support in their Billet family. The medical side of things, they're both taking care of their bodies, utilizing every opportunity we have in terms of our recovery, whether it's at people who are going to shoot a crowd or hanging out with Des there, they're taking advantage of those things. And so again, for them to come over, again, they're a long way from home, they're buying into anything that we can have from the career. And they've been off to a great start. So for them, I think just like everybody, we want them to take the next step, and I think they'll do the same too.
2 guys we can't wait to introduce you to Bulls fans. A long way from home, not long from meeting your screen. Bulls coach Dave Nelson joining us in the first period here on the Around the Horns podcast. Dave, thanks so much for taking some time out tonight.
Thank you guys.
And thank you, Bulls fans. We're going to be back in just a few moments. We got a second and third period. We already talked about it. Going to be 2 of the newest Bulls studs. Don't go anywhere. It's the Around the Horns podcast. Bulls fans, welcome back to the Around the Horn podcast, the official podcast of the Pueblo Bulls. It's your boy Trysten and your main man Mario back. An excited period 2, Mario. We already talked about it. Bringing in one of Pueblo's newest studs and maybe tallest man on the team, Tim Khemelev. Tim, welcome in. Thanks for taking some time out to chat with us on the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. I'm really excited.
Excited to have you on the podcast. It's been a pleasure, a treat of Mario's and I over the last few weekends, calling your name a lot, talking a lot about the presence you have on the ice, the impact you're making on this team, on the locker room. How do you feel? A couple of series deep already, your experience with the Pueblo Bulls, how's it going?
I mean, it's early in the season, so we had a couple of games that we won. We had a tough weekend, but we're just developing our game. We're changing tactics, lines, so we'll get there eventually. And it's a process, and we have to trust it.
And you're surrounded with a good group of guys that are going to bring you along that process. One of the things the coaches talk about a lot is the youth of this team. How good does that feel, knowing these are inexperienced guys, not necessarily melded as a team, that you're forging your own path, right in front of our eyes, right in front of the Bulls fans' eyes?
I mean, I still think that we have a great group of guys, and we have many guys who have played juniors and guys who haven't played juniors, but everyone is stepping up. We have a lot of leaders in the team, and we try to support each other, so everything goes great.
All right, Tim, so you're new to the Bulls, but obviously you have an accent, so why don't you tell the fans that are watching where you're from and a little bit about your hockey experience?
So I'm from Kiev, Ukraine. I've played all over Europe. I've played for a little bit in Belarus, I've played in Austria, I've played in Slovakia, and now I'm here. So it's been a long journey, and I hope I've just started.
And Pueblo's your favorite place to play, right? Of all those places around the world?
Of course, yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Belarus has nothing on Pueblo. You heard it here.
Yeah, compare that atmosphere, right? Different levels of hockey obviously come with different talent level, different competition, and different fan bases. But something that everyone always talks about is when they come to Pueblo to play for the Bulls, it's because of the fans. And you've seen it. Coach Nelson just talked about it a few minutes ago. 750 fans averaging a night for you guys to play in front of. What is that electricity like? How does it feel?
It's incredible. I mean, I'm trying to isolate myself from feeling the pressure as much as possible. Yet, it pushes you, and we just love to see when people actually enjoy watching the games. So we do it not only for us, for the team, but also for them.
So now, personal goals, team goals, what can the fans expect from Tim?
I mean, we play team sports, so we have to put team goals in front of yours. So the main goal is to go to the nationals and hopefully win the championship. And I guess everyone has the same goal in this team. And from personally, I just want to improve my game and play every time better than I did before.
And now you've got a great chance this weekend coming up. You guys are moving on the road to an awesome showcase. You're going to play some of the nation's best teams, a couple of teams that played in the national tournament last year. What are you doing to prepare mentally, knowing these are maybe some of the toughest games you're going to play all season, but also for you playing in front of the most important set of eyes? You've got scouts out there, you've got teams, colleges looking to add to their depth and their team. What does that mean to you to be out there this weekend?
I just try to prepare for the games as professionally as possible. So I don't know anything about the teams we're playing against, and it's another game. And as Coach Dave said, we try to practice harder than we play. So it's just another day, and I just hope we have luck and win those games.
Well, like Trysten said, both of us have been calling your name quite a bit at all the home games, so that's a great part. But going back to the Pueblo piece, have your billet parents taken you out to any Pueblo restaurants? Do you have a favorite place to eat here?
Yeah,
That can beat any restaurant in all of Europe?
Curveball at the end.
I mean, me and Artem both was very pleased to be here, and our billets are doing an incredible job of supporting us, feeding us, and doing everything beyond. They don't have to do as much as they do. Yeah, I can say that the restaurants here are better than your.
Oh, all right. Do you have a favorite? Do you have a place you like going to the most?
I don't remember the name. I'm not sure.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
I mean, it's still early in the season. Maybe I'll find my jam. But not yet.
You've got time. There's plenty of time. You got the holidays. You get past all the home cooked meals, and then beginning of the year we'll come back to it and ask you those. So I got to ask you, moving into the road stretch here, and kind of one of the most important pieces of the season. You're going on the road to play a couple of tough division opponents, and then you got a little bit of a break. What do you guys want to see at the end of that? Is it a certain number of points? Do you guys want to feel more connected as a team? What really is your goal moving into this next month of hockey?
How many games do we have in this month?
A bunch, something like 15 games in 35 days.
So 30 points.
Plain and simple, I guess. Want to pull 30 points in 15 games? Listen, if there's a man that's going to get it done, it's our guest right now in the second period of the Around the Horns podcast, Tim Khemelev. Tim, I can't thank you enough. I wish you the best of luck, and thanks for stopping by to chat with us on the podcast today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you to our Bulls fans who continue to listen in every single week. Don't go anywhere. We got period 3 coming up, and we're going to meet the new goaltender for your Portland Bulls. Don't go anywhere. This is the Around the Horns podcast. Bulls fans, welcome back to the Around the Horns podcast, period 3 time, and it's time to meet your new goaltender. We told you already he's coming on the show, and now he's here. Artem Lantukh joining us on the show. Artem, thanks for taking some time out chatting with us on the podcast. How are you tonight?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me today.
I'm glad to have you on the podcast, and really excited to have you in Pueblo. Goalie has been kind of a stalwart position for the Bulls the last couple of years, and you seamlessly took over in net this year and have held your own. How are you feeling adjusting into the Bulls lineup this year, and how are you feeling between the posts?
I'm doing great in between the posts, to be honest. It's been a rough goalie the past few games. It's been 16 in a row for me, so I had to kind of adapt to it mentally and physically because I honestly never had that experience before. But I think I did a great job this weekend adapting to it. And I mean, I had a lot of experience playing in the juniors. That's probably my 4th year. I played 2 years in Austria, and I played last year here in the States. So I'm kind of used to the level, and just going on with the season.
Artem, I always want to know from the goaltenders, they oftentimes have superstitions. Do you have a superstition? Are you superstitious, or are you a little stitious?
When it comes to hockey in general, I'm quite a bit superstitious, I would say.
Okay.
More than everybody else, and I have a lot of superstitions, and some of them are routine, some of them are superstitions before the game, before practice, maybe even. One of them is every single time I step on the ice, whether it's practice or game, I usually tap the boards with my right or left hand, and I always step on the ice with my right foot. That's one of them. But there's plenty more.
All right, fans. So, my challenge to you, listening and watching here, the podcast, you're going to want to watch Artem. You want to see what kind of things is he doing over and over again to figure out all his superstitions. But we got one, so mark that one down and watch closely. Thanks for that.
Artem, I want to go back to this weekend's games. Obviously, we talked about it earlier with Coach Dave and a little bit just a few minutes ago with Tim. Not the way you guys would have liked to see it end, but for you guys, really great experience. Utah is a team that comes in with a really big roster, a really old roster, a lot of guys ready to age out, and brought you maybe some of the toughest competition you're going to face in your division. How did you feel dealing with that early adversity, and especially you coming in as a little bit of a senior presence? Is that usually what a young team needs early in the year?
I think this weekend was obviously a bit rough for us. It was 3 losses in a row, but I think we dealt with it pretty well. Almost came out with a win on Sunday. And UT is just a very systematic team in general, so it's always hard to play against them. Of course, I would not say we're worse than them. No, of course not. We're a really good team, and we can definitely battle with them. But I think for me specifically, it was pretty hard to deal with them in the power play. I would say probably the weekend before that, when we played against them, the power play was bad. Especially their number 11 is really good, and obviously got really happy when he got injured. obviously, you should not be happy, but
Give you a little bit of a break.
yeah, gave me a little bit more confidence in the power play. But I think we got along with them throughout the weekend. We got kind of used to their play, we understood what they did wrong, what they did right, when they showed their systems and stuff like this. And Sunday showed up pretty well. We can definitely battle with these guys, and we can definitely win against them.
And are you in the guys' ears? There was a lot of time spent in the penalty box the last couple of weekends, and not so bad after Friday, but were you there at the end of the second period like, guys, I need the support, I'm tired of being down one man, or do you face that as a challenge? I know that's when Mario made a comment earlier, when you've got less men in front of you, you've got to play out of your mind. And you have been over the last couple of weeks, but do you embrace that challenge, or does it get tiring at times?
I definitely embrace the challenge, a lot of challenges, but of course it does get tiring, especially when you play a lot of games in a row, when it's a lot of shots, it's a lot of just in the zone play and stuff like this. But if you take a lot of penalties or something just goes wrong, and for example after our game, I think it was the weekend before that, I came back to the locker room, I kind of just told the guys that we should do a better job next time with coming after the second period. I can be definitely the guy if something goes wrong, and if I don't like something what the boys are doing on the ice, whether it's being a lack of character or just a whole play or something, I would always tell them and just kind of step up.
Now, we've talked about it quite a bit tonight, and we're going to talk to you about it. You guys have a showcase coming up this next weekend in Minnesota. So you have 4 games. Typically you play 3. I know you have there's another goaltender as well, but is there a difference in preparation when you have so many games condensed like that from a goaltender standpoint? Do you do anything different? Is there anything else that goes into it?
Yeah, obviously, there's a lot of games in a row that I try to kind of adapt my preparation for it. For example, just kind of going maybe a little easier on the one ice or off ice warm-ups. And when it comes to mental preparation, honestly, for me, it's even easier to prepare mentally when you play a lot of games in a row, because you just kind of into this flow of game after game after game after game. So you just don't get out of this game mood or however you want to call it. But mentally, I would say it's probably easier for me. But when it comes to off ice and on ice, I would say I just kind of try to adapt my preparation.
And on ice is going to be a lot of your focus this upcoming week. But I want to steal Mario's questions here. Off ice, let's kick it. Obviously, your roommate and billet brother, I guess, joining us on the show just a few minutes ago. And your billet family, obviously incredible. And Tim talked a lot about how great they are. But what have they done to show you Pueblo? What are some of the pieces that you like about being here as a part of this community so far?
Yeah, we went to a couple of restaurants. I think my first couple of weeks here, they took me out to the reservoir, showed me a couple of nice places here. I probably would be like Tim. I don't think I have a favorite place here yet, because I haven't really seen all of them. So I will probably wait a little bit until I have my favorite. But yeah, I definitely like being my village. Awesome. I always love staying with Timur, because we played in the same team for. This is probably our 4th season together, and we even lived in the same room for like a year and a half or so. So we're definitely used to each other. That's what I can say.
And you've got to form that little bit of a friendship, that bond, and you also help each other get better every day. And I know it's always a benefit of, especially the players of the Bulls, when you're practicing each other every single day, when you're going up head to head, when you're taking shots from Tim. Do you feel like you're more prepared for the better shooters in the league because you've got some of the best of them on your team?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Tim's got a great shot. He's a great player. So every time he shoots him in the ice, or he takes a shot, or he's in that line, it always makes me better. And even off the ice, we always push each other in the gym. It's been like that for like 4 years. When it comes to weights or everything like this, we try to motivate or whatever. Just whole mood when we're together in the gym. It's kind of special and kind of keeps us going all the time.
Well, what are some expectations for you? I'll leave you with this question. Obviously, being a seasoned vet of junior hockey, there has to be some foresight, and you're looking toward a showcase where you're going to play in front of colleges, you're going to play in front of scouts. At the end of this showcase, and especially moving into some of the crucial games of the season, what are some personal accolades you'd like to have, and what are some goals you've set for yourself?
When it comes to season goals, so whether it's a showcase or anything like this, I just try to be as consistent as I possibly can. Just do everything as professional as I can possibly can, so I can prepare myself for games, whether it's practices or whatever, and just have a really consistent season.
and just focus on that. Just don't really focus on the scouts and the stands or whatever it is. Just play my game, and that's all I can do.
Well, I can't wait to see how you do this weekend, and when you get back home in a couple of weeks to play Northern Colorado. Can't wait to get out there and cheer you guys on. Artem Lantukh, your goalie and our guest in the third period of the Around the Horns podcast. Artem, best of luck to you moving forward. Thanks again.
Thank you.
And thank you, Bulls fans. Every Tuesday night, 6:30 p.m., you got to be here at the Gutter House in Pueblo West for the official podcast of the Pueblo Bulls. You got 10% off your food and drinks. We're giving away swag. We're giving away tickets. There's music. There's bowling. There's plenty to do, and you got to be here. Otherwise, you wait until Friday with all the other nerds to watch the podcast. Be here on Tuesday night for the official podcast of the Pueblo Bulls, the Around the Horns podcast.